What's up, YouTube world? This is Steven again. It is currently 9:19 p.m. on May 25th of 2025, and I would like to welcome you all to my first tier list video. So I have always wanted to make one of these. I never knew how, but now I know how because there's pretty much a website dedicated to these. And the tier list that I'm going to do, I've always wanted to do a tier list for this, and it is my tier list for the Final Destination deaths from every single movie from 1 all the way up to Bloodlines. So, as you can see, right here, I have the tier list rankings: S tier, A tier, B tier, C tier, D tier, F tier, and no-show. I add a no-show category for the deaths that weren't shown in the movies. So, we are going to go ahead and get started with this right away. And we are going to get started. We're going to go from the first one right here all the way to the last one here. So let's go ahead and get started. So Flight 180, and I'm going to rank these by the deaths within each premonition as well. So this one could have been better. We'll put this in C tier. I know it was the first main premonition of the entire series, but it could have been better. And you don't get to see how everyone actually dies, so we'll put it in C tier. Todd Wagner, yeah, his death, the very first death of the entire series, was very unique. We'll put his in B tier. I thought it was very unique how he was hung in the shower by the shower cord, and I thought it was how it was that led up to it. It was pretty good, so we'll put his in B tier. Very unique, not too bloody, but unique. Terry Chaney, we'll put hers in, it wasn't, we'll put hers in D tier. She got ran over by a bus, but it happened very suddenly, very quickly. You didn't get to see much of it, so we'll put hers in D tier. Valerie Luton, oh yeah, the big knife in the kitchen. We'll put hers in C tier as well. Actually, we'll go ahead and put hers in front of Flight 180. So yeah, she was impaled by a knife, and there was a chair that fell over after an explosion, and it just drove the knife further into her chest. It was okay. We'll put hers in C tier. Billy Hitchcock's half decap, his is A tier. His is easily A tier. Getting half decapitated by metal shrapnel that was kicked up from a train passing by, that was great. Yeah, his is A tier, and quite frankly, the one of my favorites in the first Final Destination movie. Carter, his is no show because it was about to happen, but then they cut it off right before it happened, so his is no show. Alex Brown's is also no show. Apparently he got hit in the head by a brick. Clear River showed I think it was I forget, Kimberly. Yeah, Kimberly's the picture when she was in that penitentiary center or rehab center. So yeah, that is no show. Route 23, we got our first S tier. That is my favorite main premonition of the entire series. That is easily S tier. And it showed pretty much how everyone died. It was glorious. Evan Lewis, Evan Lewis, he got impaled by a ladder, in through the eye by a ladder, from his apartment building, and it showed all the signs and hints of eye, and I really enjoyed that. We'll put his in B tier. We're going to put his in front of Todd's in B tier. That was pretty good. I really enjoyed that one. Tim Carpenter getting crushed by a metal pane. We'll put his in B tier as well, and we're going to put his in front of Evan's. I really enjoyed his. Pretty much getting crushed or flattened by a construction glass pane that people stand on. Yeah, his was good. Nora Carpenter's decap in the elevator. We're putting hers in A tier in front of Billy's. I really enjoyed her death. That was awesome. Really enjoyed it, and that was just crazy how that happened. All right, so Kat Jennings, she was impaled through the head by what looked like a plastic beam or a plastic pipe, and we're going to go ahead and put hers in B tier as well. We're going to put her in front of Evan, but behind Tim. So we will do that, and yeah, her death was pretty good. But yeah. Rory Peters, we are putting his in S tier behind the Route 23 death I really enjoyed. Rory Pierce is getting trisected by a barbed fence. That is S tier easily. Eugene Dix. Oh, shoot. It's either going to be D tier or no show. Actually, you know what? Yeah, that's a no show because you didn't see him actually dying on the screen. So we're going to put his in no show. Clear Rivers, honestly, you know, she's going to be an F tier, really. She should have deserved a much better death than she got for being in 2 movies, so she's going to be our first F tier of the tier list. She really should have gotten a much better death than that. Brian Gibbons, his is going to be... Oh. His is going to be low C tier. Honestly, I really didn't see the point in his death, honestly. I know he got, like, blown up by a grill and his severed arm landed on his mom's plate. Dinner is served. But yeah, his is low C tier. I thought about putting it in high D tier, but I'll give him the benefit of the doubt and putting him in low C tier. Devil's Flight, we will put that in... Low A or high B. We're gonna put that at the top of B tier. You got to see some deaths, other deaths you didn't get to see. So that's high. Actually, you know what? We're gonna put it behind Tim. We'll put it behind Tim. That's high B tier. But yeah, you didn't get to see a lot of deaths. Ashley, Ashlyn, the tanning bed deaths. That is at the top of S tier. I enjoyed that death so much. That is at the top of S tier, and quite frankly, one of my favorite deaths in the entire series. That was fantastic. Oh, and ahead of time, you're gonna see a lot of Final Destination 3 deaths very high on this list because some of the deaths in Final Destination 3 were some of the best ever made, and I really enjoyed a lot of them. Frankie Cheeks, he is going to the top of A tier. Getting his skull getting just slashed to smithereens by a truck engine fan. I did not see that coming either, and that was great. That is top of A tier. Luis Romero, his death was okay. We'll put his in the middle of C tier. I mean, he did get decapitated or his head completely crushed by weight plates, but it wasn't the greatest death in the 3rd movie, so we'll go ahead and put his in C tier. Aaron Allmers is going low S tier. I enjoyed her death so much. That was fantastic. I really enjoyed it. Just getting shot multiple times in the head by a nail gun. That was perfection. That was awesome. Perry Malinowski, we're gonna go ahead and put hers in... We'll put hers behind Tim's in B tier. That was pretty good, you know, impaled by a flagpole, so we'll put hers behind Tim's in B tier. Ian McKinley, that he was crushed by that sign at the town's tricentennial. We'll put his right in the middle of B tier. That was a pretty good one, but not the greatest. It was alright. Alright. The train. This was one of the premonitions. And we're going to put this in the back of D tier. It wasn't the greatest. You didn't get to see how a lot of people died, but it wasn't bad. Julie Christensen's no show. Kyle Fisher, no show. Wendy Christensen, no show. They were all no shows. Just because, I mean, you essentially saw how they died in the premonition, but it didn't happen just yet. But when the movie ended, they didn't die yet, so they're all no-shows. McKinley Speedway, that is going to go in the very back of D tier. It was unique how some of the people died, but that was honestly my least favorite main premonition in the entire Final Destination series. That will go in the very back of D tier. It was unique how some of the people died, though, but I really didn't like the main premonition. Natalie Monroy, She is going at the top of D tier. She got decapitated by a tire that somehow flew out of the entire stadium. Actually, you know what? We're gonna put hers behind. We're gonna put hers back here. Actually, we'll put hers right there, just because I find it hard to believe that that a tire would do that. Carter Daniels, let's go ahead and put him right here in C tier. His was not great, but not terrible. I thought it was cool the way it happened, like the sparks and him catching fire and then the whole truck exploding. That was okay. Samantha Lane getting impaled through the eye by a rock. Hers was similar to Evan's, but we're going to put hers behind Evan's in B tier. I liked the stuff that led up to it, and I really liked her death, but it was far less superior than Evans, just because we got all of the hints from Evans. Andy Cuser, some people absolutely despised his death. I really enjoyed seeing him pretty much getting impaled by that fence. We're going to go ahead and put his right here in the middle in B tier. So, you know, all of these right here were pretty much impalements. This one was probably my favorite. Actually, no, this was my favorite of the B-list impalements. That was a good one. This was pretty good, getting sliced up by that fence. Hunt Wynorski's, oh my god, we're going to put his in the back of A tier. So, you didn't necessarily see it, but the thing is, you got a sense of how his happened. His is my favorite of the Final Destination, by the way. He got sucked inside out. His insides got sucked inside out through his asshole of the pool drain. That is definitely A tier. I would be shocked if anyone disagrees. He got sucked inside out through his asshole. How does that happen? But yeah, A tier for that one for sure. Jonathan Groves, his is going to be F tier. You know, it just happened suddenly. The tub falling on top of him. I really didn't enjoy that one. That's F tier. Target Theater Deaths. This was a premonition, and just because of Lori's death in the escalator gears and chains, we're gonna go ahead and put that in C tier, kind of in the middle of C tier, just because of the Lori death. The Lori death just made that whole premonition. George Lanter, his is gonna be no show. It happened, but they didn't show it on the screen, so that is no show. Janet Cunningham, Lori Milligan, and Nick O'Bannon, all of them are going to be the exact same, and all of them are going to be right here in the middle of D tier. You got to see all of them, but they really could have done better with how that ended, and yeah, I really enjoy that. They got run over by a truck and stuff like that, so we'll put all of those in D tier, middle of D tier. North Bay Bridge Premonition, that is A tier, and we are going to go ahead and put that at the top of A tier, by the way. Really enjoyed that. You got to see how every single person died. Some people died in a great way, like Candace Hooper, who we're going to get to in a minute, died being impaled by a sail mast, and then Dennis Lapman getting burned by the hot tar coming out of this truck. That was awesome. That's A tier. Speaking of which, Candace Hooper will go right here in A tier. She was my favorite death in the fifth Final Destination movie. Really could have done better with some of those deaths, by the way, in the fifth Final Destination movie, and it wasn't great. Isaac Palmer, she pretty much got pretzeled. Did like a major scorpion after doing a gymnastics move off of the uneven bars, by the way. Isaac Palmer getting his head getting crushed by a statue of Buddha. We're gonna go ahead and put his in C tier right behind Lewis's, because his and Lewis's were very similar, but I like... Actually, no, you know what? We're going to put his in front of Lewis, because I did like how Isaac Palmer got just completely... all of those nails and that acupuncture just completely going through him. We're going to put his in front of Lewis's. because he had a little bit more pain with the acupuncture needles going through him before he actually died. So we'll put his in front of Lewis's. Olivia Castle, yeah, bang, F tier. They could have done something so much better with her death. Her death is F tier. Hated it, really did not enjoy it. Yeah, F tier for sure with the LASIK surgery laser. Yeah, could have done something so much better with that. Roy Carson, he got impaled through the head. Let's see. We will put his. It's going to be C tier. We'll put his right there, in front of Isaac, but behind Valerie. Yeah, his was. I would have liked to see a better death for him. Dennis Lapman, yours is going right at the top of F tier. Really did not enjoy his death. Could have done something so much better with his death. Peter Friedkin. It's gonna be C tier. We'll put his right here, in front of Roy's, but behind Valerie's. Yeah, could have done something so much better with his too. His character development was amazing, so I wish his could have been at least B or A tier. Holly Harper getting dismembered by the Flight 180 plane wing. We'll go ahead and put hers right right here, right in the middle of B tier. And Sam, we're going to go ahead and put his right with Flight 180 because his happened in Flight 180. Right. Let's go ahead and put it behind the main premonition. Right there. C tier for Sam for the Flight 180 death. Nathan Sears, his is going to be D tier. And it will be put. Let's go ahead and put him in front of Terry. In front of Terry, right there. D tier for Nathan. Yeah, he got crushed by a shrapnel from the plane, Flight 180 exploding. His is D tier. Okay, let's see. Skyview Tower. Now we're getting into the Final Destination Bloodlines deaths. A lot of these are going to be very high, by the way. So Skyview Tower, that is going low. We'll put that low S tier. Really enjoyed that main premonition. That's going at the very back of S tier. Just because of how just everything unfolding. And there were a lot of really good deaths in that main premonition. That was very, very good. Iris Campbell, she got impaled. We are going to go ahead and put hers. I really did like how hers ended, in the blood ending up all over Stephanie. So we'll put hers right at the back of A tier. Really enjoyed her death. Howard Campbell, we're gonna put his right about. Oh, let's go. We're gonna put his right. We're gonna put his in front of Billy, towards the middle of A tier, behind Nora's, but in front of Billy. We'll put his in A tier. His was pretty good. Actually, you know what? We're going to switch Iris with Tim. We'll put Tim in the very back of A tier, and we'll put Iris at the very top of B tier. I really enjoyed hers, though. Julia Campbell, oh my god, getting in the trash compactor, oh my god. Hers is behind the North Bay Bridge in A tier. I really enjoyed that death. That was perfect. And half the top of her head ending out of the trash compactor, and one of her arms as well, with the rest of her in the trash compactor. That is A tier. Eric Campbell's, we're putting him at the very top. You win, Eric. Oh my god. Oh, his was a slow burn and it was perfect. That is the top of S tier, and that is quite frankly my favorite death in the entire series. So nothing else in these last 4 are gonna top that. That is perfect. Okay, Bobby Campbell. Oh my God, his is oh, it's gonna be up here somewhere. Um, we're gonna put his. It's either gonna be high B or low A. Shoot. We're gonna put his. We'll put his in front of Tim's. Low A tier, excuse me, low A tier, just because of that vending machine crane. Not as much it impaling him, but the thing is, it kept turning through his head after it impaled him, and that's what is making it A tier. If it didn't have that turning aspect, it would have been B tier easily. But yeah, that turning aspect made it low A tier for sure. Darlene Campbell, we're gonna put hers. It's gonna be down here somewhere. We're gonna put hers. We're gonna put hers in the back of C tier. So yeah, hers in the back of C tier. They could have done something so much better. They should have honestly used the revolving door to like decapitate her or something. If that happened, that would have been probably high B or low A tier. They could have done something so much better with hers. And Stephanie and Charlie's, we are going to put theirs. Ooh, it's gonna be. I'm gonna rank them the exact same because it's pretty much the exact same thing. And you know what? We're gonna put them. Oh. C tier, C tier or B tier? Shoot. We're gonna put theirs in. We're gonna put theirs right here, behind Carter, and in front of Brian. Let me get to Charlie's. There we go. So we'll put theirs right here. So in front of Brian, but behind Carter. And that is my tier list for all of the Final Destination premonitions and main deaths that happened. Hit me up in the comment section below and let me know what you think. I kind of want to start getting a tier list series going on my channel if I can. So hopefully this is going to be a new thing. But yeah, I hope y'all enjoyed this. I want to know if some of y'all agree with me on this. And yeah, maybe this will be a new thing on my list. But we'll see. So if you liked what you saw in this video, please go ahead and give it a thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button and comment below. And I'll see you guys next time with another video. This is Steven signing out.